Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again, as always. First and foremost, my friends, I want to wish each and every one of you a very happy St. George's Day. I do hope you're all able to raise a glass to our patron saint at some point during the day, after work preferably. If not, just do it in your lunch hour. Sneak off to the pub, have a quick pint of beer or a glass of wine, whatever your poison is. Bung some chuddy in your mouth or some mints. Get yourself back to work. Your boss will never know. Job's a good one. Anyway, guys, now I've got that out of the way, I want to quickly explain to you what upsets me about today, angers me, I suppose, on some levels, about today, our national holiday, where we should be able to stand up tall and proud at the fact that we are English men and women. And that should mean something, again, in this day and age. But the fact of the matter is, guys, there's quite a few people up and down this country who feel a sense of shame. And dare I say it, an element of embarrassment as well creeps into it as well when it comes to celebrating St. George's Day. You see, they see the St. George's Cross as some kind of fascist symbol, some kind of distorted Nazi flag that should have been destroyed hundreds of years ago. You know, warped mindsets we are dealing with here, guys. A lot of it does stem from the education system, where they blacken and try and rewrite history at a drop of a hat. I suppose some of it does come down to poor parentage as well, you know, left-wing nutters having children, which I think should be banished anyway, filling their children's heads with the fact that just because you are born in England, you have some kind of eternal stain on your soul and you're going to suffer throughout the rest of your life unless you denounce everything about being English, which I think is absolute fucking bollocks to begin with. But you'll find it in some textbooks, in schools, how evil the English and how racist the English are, etc, etc. That's why you have Sadiq Khan changing street names in London to try and scrub out the bits of history that they don't like. They are fucking masters at it, at the far left. They get into schools, get into colleges, and believe you me, it catches on. You'll find a lot of youth of today with the same sort of mindset, the same sort of self-loathing about being English. And that's where the problem lies, you see. One part of history that they can't stand is, of course, the British Empire. Which, yes, I know, you don't have to keep telling me, left-wing wankers bombarding me in the comments about how bad it was. Yeah, it did have bad parts. Can you name me an empire throughout history that didn't have bad parts? Of course it did. But a vast majority of what the British Empire did was all for the good. We colonised savage lands. We colonised lands where people were going around clubbing each other to death with big sticks and bits of wood and God knows what else. We colonised those lands. We brought them Christianity. We brought them civilization. We brought them how to eat with an iron fork instead of boiling someone up in a massive cauldron. We brought medical care to these savage lands. In some respects, we brought some of the best railways known to man to these lands. India, yes, I am pointing at you. Some of which, most are still running to this very day. The railway lines that the British Empire installed under the British Raj are still being used to this very day. The architecture that was erected under the British Raj is still standing to this day. Now that is a testament to the British Empire in itself, not to mention such a tiny little island such as ours managed to colonise a vast majority of the world is nothing short of astonishing. Australia, Canada, much of Africa, New Zealand. The old saying goes, and it is very true, that the sun never set on the British Empire. It was that vast, and that came from us. That tiny little speck on the globe colonised a vast proportion of the world. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel immensely proud about that. I feel immensely proud that remnants of the British Empire are still there to this very day. Some Indians even wish that we were back in charge. They beg us to go back and turn their let's face it, it's not very nice there anymore, is it? To turn their land to what it used to be. Back in the late 1800s, early 1900s, for example. And yet again, that is another testament to our history. I'm nothing but proud. When St George's Day comes around, I feel immense pride. I know the other day I did a video about how I wanted to leave this place. Yes, I do. Modern day England is a shadow of what it used to be. But the pride is still in there. I am proud to be called an Englishman. I am proud that I was born on this tiny little island. But the sad fact is that it's been changed. It's been crumbling to dust for years now under incompetent governments, and I don't like it the way it is. If by some miraculous miracle it does go back to the way it used to be 40, 50, 60 years ago, of course I will gladly come back. But until then, I still can't wait to leave. But the pride is still in there. I am still proud to be English. That will never, ever leave my body until the day I breathe in my last lungful. That's all I wanted to say, basically, guys. And I think there's one way, well, one little stepping stone that we can take in this country to make St George's Day worthy of celebrating again. And that is, of course, to make it a bank holiday. I know that's just a small step, but it's a step in the right direction. It's going to be putting it back on the calendar, for example. If everyone has the day off on St George's Day, of course they'll know when it is. Of course they'll be able to celebrate it. Yes, day off. I can get pissed then, have a barbecue, do whatever you want to do. That's one small step that I do think needs to be made. Anyway, guys, enough rabble from me. Happy St George's Day yet again, guys. Keep feeling proud, keep celebrating it, no matter what some fucking left-wing wanker tells you. Always be proud of your roots and always be proud of your country, even though it's now crumbling to dust. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you in a bit. Cheers.